In case you haven't noticed, property prices are on the up again, and most people's salaries haven't been rising to keep up. Things have reached a stage where even property developers and bankers, for so long arguing against government intervention in the market, are now saying that maybe it's time for new home ownership scheme flats to be built.
I graduated for 3 years, and of course I have my plan for future that I want to own my own flat. But in reality and practically, I cannot afford to buy any flat in Hong Kong.
Stephen recently moved out from the two-room apartment in which he has been living with his family for more than 10 years. He now lives in a rented 100 square feet apartment in Sai Wan Ho, which costs him $2,300 a month to rent.
I won't stay here for very long because it's not economical. And still, I wish I could buy my own flat as soon as possible.
Even though, as an analyst in an investment firm, Stephen makes just under $20,000 a month, he says he can't afford to buy. His income exceeds the maximum earning limits for the government's home ownership scheme. That limit is $11,500 after MPF payments for a single person and $25,000 for a couple.
I think the scheme itself is problematic because the income limit is way too low for people like me.
Each time a new batch of HOS flats is to be put up for sale, then we take the opportunity to review the criteria to see whether there's any need to revise the criteria. The whole purpose of the home ownership scheme is to cater for the needs, home ownership needs of those in the lower income bracket. But still, we leave a portion for other applicants. And for those applicants, we want to make sure that they are in sort of a more needy class. And that's why we apply a means test regarding their income, regarding their assets.
In 2006, the Housing Authority resumed the sale of HOS flats, approving the selling of 16,600 surplus units. By March 2009, they had already sold a total of 11,000. The remaining flats are scheduled for sale from 2010 onwards.
But once these 4,000 units were completely sold out, then there would not be any HOS flats. And that is why the government and also the Housing Authority is considering the revitalization of the secondary market. So we are talking about relaxing some requirements so that some existing HOS units could be released into the market.
Under the current rules, HOS flats currently available cannot be resold for 3 years, and a land premium has to be paid by the owner unless reselling to a green form or public housing tenant. The government wants to revitalize that secondary market, but is wary of upsetting commercial property developers. However, developers and bankers are seeing that public hostility to rising prices is growing. And some, including New World Development's managing director Henry Cheng, are publicly suggesting that government should relaunch the home ownership scheme.
復建居屋係有機會令到我哋喺興建公屋方面嘅土地減少，從而降低公屋嘅興建量。正如我哋喺過往立法會房屋事務委員會多次重申，我哋係唔同意係復建居屋呢一個建議。
Most recently, the private sector real estate developers, some of those also they will say they were not affected, so go ahead with the relaunch, and their support for the relaunch. And two distinct markets, the one who can apply for HOS, the one who can afford to buy a new flat in the private sectors, are two different markets, not overlapping.
I don't think government would change its existing policy too easily. At the moment, we still have something like 4,000 HOS flats left in the stock. So the Housing Authority has to decide when these remainder units will be sold and whether they will be sold in one go or by batches.
Last week, the Housing Society resumed its sandwich class housing scheme, aimed at people who cannot afford private properties. The income limit is $19,500 for a single-person household and $39,000 for a family of two. The housing estate, located at Cheung Kwan O, has 181 remaining units available for sale.
That sandwich class is growing, and a lot of people's frustrations are also accumulating. So this is really a moment we have to go ahead.
Industry people say there will be 20 times oversubscription. That's why I think the chance for me to get one is pretty slim.
We like to have a home, put it that way. We live in it, do everything in it. This is the kind of part of cultures that we have. This is one thing. Apart from this, having a home is kind of a piggy bank. Yeah, everybody knows about it. Piggy bank, when you can save money, especially at the time that you don't save much money in the bank. Yeah, if you put the money in your home, like paying in mortgages, in the end you have a big return maybe. This is kind of helping people to save.
We'll be back after the break.